Oops. That's hard to hit. Call me the seeker. I've been searching high and low. They call me the seeker. I've been searching high and low. Okay, that's something I'm working on. And my question to you is, does that remind you of anything, if anything? I was listening to a podcast interview, and I thought, oh, I remember that. And so what I did was, I don't know if you can see it on the screen back here, but I took some of the drum beats provided to me by the inimitable Piero Peluche. And what I did here is, this one is 73 beats per minute. And what I did was I cut it down and doubled the speed and doubled it. So it's effectively a 146 beat little drum track. And oh, there's another part on here. And then I took the whole thing and I reversed it. Oops. Can you hear that? Kind of a nice 80s, like a sweep. Sort of like a bullwhip. Listen. Fun. So that's what we got working on now. Now, you've already seen this plenty of times by now. I just sprayed it today, and you can't really see, but you can see a little bit of gloss on there. Kind of like how it turned out. So I put some pretty heavy duty anti-UV spray on here. The idea being to inhibit any of the fading of the color, the intricate colors in here. It's hard to see in this light, but if you were to see it in person, or you can go and look on my website, pauldaniolo.com, as I like to say, and have a gander. And this one is available. It's 65 by 50 centimeters. So that's about, well, you can see how big it is, can you? And then here is another one, which I've been working on for a while, but I've blasted through and sped up the process recently. And so here it is again with the palimpsest collage. It sheds some light on the situation. So I've got old book pages, some paint on my fingers, some musical partition, and some Dazzler type of blueprint. And this is what I call a palimpsest collage. So what I do is I first put down a layer of book pages, glue those down, and then I glue a second layer of book pages, not necessarily the same. This one was a bit randomized, as you can tell perhaps by the variation in the color and the seams. And then what I do is I take a hot sponge and rub off the top layer of the paper so that it leaves the ink on the layer below. And I do that successively, and I did it with the music, and then I did it with the blueprint. And so then I've got this good, nice sort of beige, tarnished, like old, wet, aged paper ground. And then I can make a painting on that. But what I did with this is I'm going to put a little bit of underpainting, or I had put a little bit of underpainting. So it's very subtle, but you can see there's a little bit of actually pink spray paint down here, purple, transparent purple, violet, and then some blue on top. And see, like right here, it gives it sort of a dense brown effect, and that's going to come into play when I get the rooftop Les Toits de Paris drawing on there and start to fill it in with, I think I'm going to use ink. Yeah, I think it's going to be all ink and maybe a little bit of acrylic to fill out the sky because the sky's a bit stormy. And, well, we'll see how this progresses, huh? So what's everyone doing today? Let's see. It's been, you can look at some of my reels. It's been a street art extravaganza. I've just been running into people doing street art all over the place. It was funny though because I was filming this one guy and I didn't want to interrupt him because that's just, he actually had a little bit of an audience around him. There was one lady who I think is a gallerist. I think she was there. She was a bit dour. And then a couple of their passerbys pausing for a moment to admire the craftsmanship of this particular street artist. He was painting this fairy girl on the wall around here, and it was right next to another piece that he had done. And when I got back from my little afternoon stroll, opened up the old gram of Instas, and boom, his work popped up. So you've got to wonder about that. You have to wonder if the phones are sensing each other and then feeding things up for you. I had already been following him for some reason, because a while back I was working on a street art project. Some guy somewhere in France wanted a mural for his wall, and so I applied, but then when he told me the timeline and the budget, I thought it would be best to recruit others with more experience to do it because the timeline was really short, and so that's how I came across this guy's profile, is that I just went all around the neighborhood and copied. A lot of times they signed them with their gram of Instas tag handles, and so that's what I did. So does this song remind you of anything? Jam it out a little bit more. See if I can do it with the 80s swoosh on there. Oops. enough for now. Thanks. See you soon. Bisous. Ciao.